So the question has come up how I want to position my violin so that I can get to all the strings, particularly the G string, also in higher positions and without tension, and also, okay, the bow needs to get to the strings as well, and I don't want to upset the direction of these strings too much, so that the bowing is still working essentially. But so the options are, I mean, this is where I have the violin normally. I mean, I don't have a very fixed position anyway, so I also kind of sometimes have it more like this, and the important thing is not to grab with the chin, particularly not this way, and I sometimes, or maybe to a good extent, avoid this by supporting also from the left hand. So the options that were given to me were to move the violin in this direction, and also to let it drop more, and then to have it tilted more. Yeah, so maybe I remove the shoulder rest for now, and also the chin rest is not really good for having the chin more like here, because it goes up here too much for that. But just to check. So the other constraint or idea is because I particularly want to reach the A on the G string with the third finger, and maybe even have the option of using the fourth finger up here. So one idea was to just see what these constraints mean for the general position of the violin. And I actually I don't know what happened now before, because how much twist can I have in my shoulder, or how much can I move my shoulder, and to reach the upper position doesn't seem that difficult, but there's also the thing that I have about now I'm really kind of holding in my back everything so that I can move my arm down here. That is also the first position on the G string. And what I've noticed for some time is that I touch now quite a lot. It's not necessarily with tension, but it's a little bit like uneconomical or unergonomical, because there is this little bump here from these bass joints, and if I'm below the fingerboard with that joint, then that kind of limits also my dexterity, right? So I feel like it doesn't make my life so much easier if I'm here, or maybe it does. But when I tried this before, I felt like having it tilted is the biggest game changer. because, okay, I still need to be able to reach here and also bow, but it's not that vertical, so that's still possible. And then like more tilt. So I think that's the biggest difference, because now I can have a more or less smooth movement going from the lower position on the G string to the higher position. So I still have some kind of tension in my back. But it's probably more to do with holding the violin. So I feel now that this angle outward is actually good. And maybe to have the violin more like a little bit more towards the center. Yes, and tilted, that makes a big difference for my comfort level. And also, I mean, now it is pretty low on my shoulders, so yeah, so if it's somewhere here, so that there is a reasonable height of the chin rest and I can reach. Okay, so I need to figure out how to actually adjust shoulder rest and chin rest to achieve that position, but that seems to be a good target for me. Okay. Okay, good.